Ms Legalista, aka Attorney Sheila here, coming back to you with another video regarding Sean Combs. Now, we know that there have been a number of lawsuits that have been filed against him, but there's something different that's going on. He has stepped down as chair of Revolt, and now Macy's has canceled this agreement to sell Sean John product and apparel. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I've been reading about this on a couple of sites. And also, if you go to the Sean John website on Macy's page, and then you'll see that there is absolutely nothing there for sale. I actually reversed the way that I should have said that. Okay, here we have the Macy's website. And let's look at these Sean John products. You'll see here, well, there's a big zero. There's nothing listed there for you to purchase, nothing for you to filter through. You can't look at this price low to high or high to low. There is none of that. As a matter of fact, if I scroll down, sponsored items, you start to see other brands here. Now, I was wondering if it was maybe because I was on the sale page, but I'm not on the sale page. When I look up here on the bar, it says Macys.com/shop/men's clothing/men's-Sean-John. And let me see if I can get rid of that. I'm going to see. I mean, really, is it all gone? Is it all gone? It's all gone. There's nothing that shows up there anymore. There's nothing up, and I get a pop-up. There's nothing there. So here is what they're saying. They are saying that they had been looking at this for a while. Now, our first thought might be that they were canceling him because of the lawsuits that had been filed, because of the settlement that had taken place with Casey Ventura after she released all of these allegations in this lawsuit. And then you had a second lawsuit by Jane Doe, a third lawsuit by Joy Dickerson Neal. And I have actually posted a number of videos about that lawsuit. So you can go and watch those and find out all the details about the allegations that were in that lawsuit and Cassie's lawsuit. You might think that that is what was going on here. However, when I actually look at what the conversation is on Radar Online, that doesn't seem to be the case. It sounds like they were saying they had been looking at this for a while, that the numbers were not what they used to be. And let me talk about some of those numbers, because he founded Sean John back in 1998, launched with about 200 million in sales that first year, I believe. And Macy's is not the only company that he had a licensing or partnership type of agreement with. Let me go through some of these, because there are a number of these. We're usually familiar with some of the ones that we've heard about lately, but there was a licensing agreement with Evie, which was a children's line, Allure Eyewear, Macy's, 2 Feet Productions for footwear, fragrances with Estee Lauder, G3, women's wear. There were a number of agreements that he had out there with these other entities. He sold 90% of Sean John back in 2016 to Global Brand Groups, which then filed for bankruptcy in about 2021. And he was able to get the highest bid and get it back. I think putting in almost 7.6 million. That was the bid in bankruptcy. And so he was able to get Sean John back. But it doesn't sound like, according to Macy's, it's been bringing in the kind of money that it used to bring in. Now, we all know how popular culture, fashion, trends are. These things are on up and down all the time. Tastes change. Things that are in style one year might not be in style 5 years from now. We have watched him segue into other, I guess, revenue streams, other opportunities. And so it's not just licensing Sean John, but he also has Revolt TV, where he has stepped down as chair, sort of to separate himself from the need for Revolt TV to continue its operations. So we have a lot of different numbers that I want to talk about in terms of the sales and what the value is now regarding Sean John, because he's gotten it back. Macy's saying, hey, we're not going to sell it anymore. Where can you still find it? Well, I did just a quick search. You can find products at Walmart. You can find products on Amazon. You can find products Nordstrom Rack. There were a number of places where I saw that you could find these products. It's very interesting because when it first came out, especially the menswear line, there was this sense that it was going to be something that was a little bit more higher end than Walmart. But now here we are. If you understand that your base consumer is operating on a different level, then maybe that's where you tweak your audience to go. You start out here, like I said, fashion and trends, desires change, and you realize, hey, maybe the market is over here. It sounds like there's been a little bit of that sort of change now. So even though you cannot find this in Macy's anymore, there are over 400 stores, which was what they used to have, around 400 stores when he first entered into this agreement with them. It does look like you may be able to find it in some other places. Now, let's talk about these sales, because one of the things that Macy's had talked about was this decline in sales. One of the numbers I came across was a little over 500 million in annual sales back in 2015. So we're talking about, maybe 8 years ago, $500 million in sales for Sean John. And then you had the sale to global brands, and then he's able to buy it back. Some of the recent numbers that I saw from Zippia and Zoom Info, and these were not very clear on whether they were talking about annual sales or the valuation of the company. It was not very clear. Here are some of the numbers that they tossed out. 8.9 million, which is very different from the over 500 million back in 2015. And Zoom Info mentioned something around 32 million. Again, very different from this 500,000 back in 2015. So if you listen to what Macys is saying and you see some of these other numbers that are out here on the internet, they're just all over the place. They're all over the place, because even in 2016, I think global brands, the annual sales then was around 450, which was less than the 2015 amount. So there has been some change here. Like I said, we're not really sure what the numbers are. We just know that we have a lot of different kind of numbers, and they are not what the numbers used to be. So it does sound like Macy's made a financial decision regarding Sean John apparel and clothing and decided to do something very different, and that was move in another direction. One of the things that they said was, hey, we do this all the time. We take a look at what brands are working and what brands aren't working, what kind of changes we need to make in terms of what we carry. Our buyers are taking a look at what customers are selecting when they come into the store. All of these things matter. You're not a good store if you're just holding on to merchandise and buying merchandise that nobody's buying anymore. So I don't know what the plan is with Sean John. He has gone back and purchased it. There was something on his website about this. Let me see if I can bring it up. And you have to smile when you see this. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot here, but he says, I got my name back. He says, I got my name back. The question is, though, what are you going to do with it now that you have it back? Now that Macys is saying, hey, we're no longer going to be selling your products in our store, how do you reinvent Sean John into something that people want to, number one, buy, spend their money on, and number two, want to be associated with after these allegations and these lawsuits have come out? So that's where we are. Macys did put some information out there about they're looking at other things. They're canceling him, but it doesn't sound like not for the reasons that we think about. Like I said before in another video, it doesn't sound like there's been this huge outcry against him to boycott him or do anything of that kind of nature. I think people are just wondering what's going on, looking into it, trying to figure out and understand. If this brings you up to speed in regards to his contract with Macys, where this is going, then go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow so that you can, or subscribe so that you can stay up to speed with everything that's going on. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Peace.